Not particularly worried. I think you can get a fish down here. And you have to forgive me because I forget this level in this entirely. Normally, what I normally do is I play through this game like every single year, but I haven't been able to play through this or A Link to the Past in the last year and a half because I've been incredibly busy with work and things in that regard. So work's been alright. It hasn't been crazy. It's been exactly like it's been before. I was running swing shift before. I don't have to run swing shift anymore. They put me back on day shift. I don't have to run day shift. I can just work on day shift, which is nice. It's a nice change. Not that I don't mind like leading a crew of people, but the harder thing is if you have someone on day shift dictating what you're supposed to be doing, it makes your job much more difficult. So it's nice to relinquish yourself of that kind of responsibility, and then you can do more things. You can actually collaborate with more groups when you're working on day shift because there's more people in the plant. Because on swing shift, no one's there anymore. You're just all by your lonesome. And you know, that's the worst feeling ever. Because I don't spend a ton of time outside of like hanging out with a whole bunch of people normally. So it's nice when I'm at work because then you get to hang out with people, or you know, at least like spend time with people, right? But if you're working with people at work and you only work with like a group of 2 people, then you only see 2 people at work, and then when you go home, because you work weird funky hours, you don't see anybody ever, and that really sucks. So that gets pretty draining really quickly. So but anyway, and guard the swordfish is still right here. Surprisingly, I believe that they took out, I don't remember what the ostrich's name is. I think she was like Ollie the ostrich or something. You guys can tell me what the ostrich's name is. I don't remember. But the ostrich got taken out, and fun fact for you guys, I'm pretty sure ostriches can actually kick out your intestines, like through your spine, like if they were to kick you, because they kick really, really hard in real life. Ooh. That's fine. That still worked out fine. I think you get like a 1-up from doing that, so hit this, get my 1-up right there. I already have 27 1-ups. Keep in mind I died twice, or 3 times, in Main Brace Mayhem because I'm stupid. I can blame it on the gin and tonic. So here's Swanky's bonus bonanza if you want to collect more bonus coins, and here's Topsail Trouble. And I actually like the names of like all the levels in the first area of Donkey Kong. So I think the music in this game in particular is really top notch. Not like I thought that any of the music in any of the other Donkey Kong games were bad, but this game is really good when it comes to music. So. And I don't know why they added a snake in place of an ostrich, but the snake is pretty cool. The one drawback is that the snake doesn't move particularly quickly. So if you are speedrunning, you're probably going to want to know where all the secrets are, and I would have been able to tell you about 6 months ago, but I do not quite remember because I'm not typically running through this game as like a speedrunner. So why do I have this chest all of a sudden? I don't think it's important. I'm just going to throw it. I totally knew there was a barrel there. I had a feeling. Because normally when I'm playing through this game before, like I normally kind of know where all the barrels are, but typically when I don't know where the barrels are, I jump in weird directions and I end up finding them because that's what you do in the Donkey Kong game. So anyway, I got my snake back. So that's a weird thing to say. That's a good pickup line actually. Here we go. Whoop. Hopping on a crocodile, and then I gotta see where I'm gonna go. You can actually kill these guys. You cannot actually kill these guys just jumping on them with Donkey Kong or Diddy Kong. What you have to do is you have to throw the character, which doesn't make any sense. So you're throwing a monkey to his impending death, and somehow that kills the bulky crocodile steroid monster, but doesn't kill your character, which is very strange. So. Over here, I'm not quite sure why the dragonfly's not running around. Wow, I totally missed that bumblebee. That's fine. That's actually a wasp, but... Oh, here we go. Perfect. It's like an invisible block in Mario, but an invisible hook in my favor. So I'll find the token. Let me see. Let me take my time. Zen focus here for a second. Climb. Whoa. Okay. Not too shabby. Not too shabby, JT. Ha. So, you can't actually toss the character up there, so I'm just going to drop down here. I figure that's going to be safe. Whoop. Hop. Hop, skip, and jump. Yeah, I think that Diddy's a faster climber, he's a faster runner. I think he does everything faster than Dixie, but Dixie can hover in air with her hair. So I think by virtue of being able to hover with your air, she's automatically cooler. But you guys can tell me. If you run a little bit further to the right, I think there's more 1-ups and stuff. But then you don't get the cool boombox Diddy Kong from the 90s. So I'm kind of really digging that whole game. It reminds me of Shazam, or is it Shazam or Kazam? So we got Crow's Nest right here. It's the one with Shaquille O'Neal where he's like the genie coming out of the boombox and he's trying to grant 3 wishes. That was a terrible movie, by the way. That was like one of the... Ooh. Did not mean to do that. I was trying to switch them. Here we go. I will take your egg. Why are you throwing eggs at people? Here we go. It's great because I'm actually really good at this boss when I'm using Dixie Kong, but I'm terrible with this boss when I'm using Diddy Kong, and you will find that out if I were to lose Dixie Kong at any point. Yeah, because if I were to lose Dixie Kong, I'm going to be in a whole heap of trouble, so you'll have to see that, and it'll be hilarious. So, come on, here we go. Drop the egg. Hey, I didn't lose Dixie. Which reminds me, I think my New Year's resolution for this year, I know, my New Year's resolution for this year was to learn how to play the guitar, because I've owned a guitar for a while, and I haven't played it. What DK coin did I miss in this level? Did I miss a DK coin? I think I missed it in the final level, didn't I? Yeah, I missed it in Topsail Trouble. I'll pick that up some other time. Whatever. So anyway, if you want to pay this, the first time you play it is 2 coins, and every time thereafter is free. So if you want to move around to the next one, it's Crocodile Cauldron, and we'll pick that up another time. We'll go to Hot Head Hop because the music is fantastic for this. So. We'll just work our way up here. I think there's actually another secret up here too. You like toss the character up. There's like a ton of places where you can actually pick up people, so. Uh-oh. Get rid of you. I'm actually trying to break the barrels right now. Here we go. So that guy's name is Clobber. So, whoop. There's a rat behind me. Whoop. And it's called Hot Head Hop because you're hopping on crocodiles, which is really cool. How a crocodile is living in lava, by the way, totally beyond me. That's fine. Crocodiles can live in lava. That is a very reasonable evolutionary trait that they have. They can totally live in that kind of heat. It's not unusual at all to think about. So, I'm not even going to think about it. Get an O, KO. And I'm gonna just carry this with me because I figure it's gotta have like a cannonball in it or something like that. Yeah, this one must have a cannonball. I need to find something to break it against. Here we go. There we go. Perfect. So even when you don't know what you're doing in the game, you can still kind of figure it out. You can just kind of wing it and you're alright. So. There we go. With 13 seconds to spare, that's a good number right there. Yeah, but finally I'm out of the house because before I was living with my one roommate, right, and we were living over in La Jolla, and then what we ended up doing was that I guess his parents have money or something like that, so his parents ended up buying a house, and then we ended up moving into a house like further, more central in San Diego, which is cool. It's nice to have my own room, but then we also had an extra room, and then he decided to rent that out to another friend of his that is going to law school down here, so now I have 2 people in the house. I'm not really a big fan of narrating when there's a whole bunch of people in the house, mainly because it feels awkward. When I'm sitting there and I'm like talking aloud to a computer, it feels really strange, because in reality I know that I'm actually talking to people, but when someone's walking by, it doesn't look like I'm talking to people, so I get the crazy look, so. Trying to avoid the crazy look, so. And apparently the bananas tell me to move upward. Why are there bananas still? So in the first Donkey Kong game, the reason why you have bananas on the trail is because King K. Rool stole all your bananas, right? And what he did is he did a really crappy job and he left all these bananas out. So you're following a banana trail to get to your end boss. which is the reason why you have this banana trail to even begin with. In this game, I'm not quite sure why, because he didn't steal a banana trail, he stole Donkey Kong, so unless Donkey Kong had the hoard of bananas in his hand, which was incredibly large before by what I remember, then there was no reason why you're following a banana trail, but I think it's just like a trade thing, because it's a platformer thing. So, then again, why are there crumb coins to even begin with? How much are crumb coins worth? What is the exchange rate on that? Is that equivalent to $1? I don't know. So, and are banana coins worth as much as crumb coins? That's a fair point right there. Probably not, because banana coins are very common. So if you look to your top, there is a person named Clubba, and if you do not have enough coins, he will hit you with a club, because his name is Clubba, and he will let you through. But that's how you get to the Lost World.